In our previous videos, we have covered up to lesson number 26 out of 113 lessons of freecodecamp.org basic JavaScript. In this class, we will start from lesson number 28, concatenating strings with plus operator. So we are using codepen.io to write JavaScript code. Let us write document.write 5 plus 3. Sorry, it should be on JavaScript. I wrote on HTML. Okay, so the output is 5 plus 3. We know it's 8. 5 is a number, 3 is a number. So the output we got is 8. Now let us surround this 5 with double quotes and 3 with double quotes and see the output. Now we get 53. Why? 5 is a number, but as it is surrounded by double quotes, so JavaScript treat it as a string. This 3, it is also surrounded by double quotes, so it will treat it as a string. And when we use plus sign within two strings, then it concatenates those two. Okay. Now let us remove this plus sign of 3 and see what happens. In this case, this 3 will be converted to string and added to this 5. Okay, because we cannot add a number and a string, so this number is automatically converted to string. In JavaScript, when the plus operator is used with a string value, it is called concatenation operator. You can build a new string out of other strings by concatenating them together. Example, my name is Alan plus I concatenate. Note, watch out for spaces. Concatenation does not add spaces between concatenated string. So you will need to add them yourself. If we need space between these two concatenated strings, then we have to add a space here manually. Okay, it will not add a space automatically. Okay. The string I come first and I come second will be displayed in the console. Now the task for this lesson, build my str from the strings. This is the start and this is the end using the plus operator. So this is the start. Then we will use a plus operator and write another string. This is the end. Full stop. Now run the test. Submit and go to next challenge. Concatenating strings with the plus equals operator. We have used plus equal for numbers. 5 plus equal 3 means it is 5 equal 5 plus 3. But here you can use variables, not numbers. The variable can store a number. Okay, so let us say a equal 5. Now we can write a plus equal 3 means a equal a plus 3 and then print the value of a. Okay, now same thing we will do with a string and see what happens. Okay, so let out our str equal I come first means I come first is the string that is stored to our str variable. Then our str plus equal I come second means our str equal our str plus I come second. Can we do like this? Yes. Our str now has a value of the string I come first, I come second. Now task for this lesson, build my str over several lines by concatenating these two strings. This is the first sentence and this is the second sentence using the plus equal operator. Use the plus equal operator similar to how it is shown in the example and be sure to include a space between the two strings. Start by assigning the first string to my str and then add on the second string. Okay, so we have to use the example like this. The first space we will add to the first declaration. So let myStr equal, this is the first sentence, then a space, then myStr plus equal, this is the second sentence, okay. Now let us run the test. Yes, we did it. Go to next challenge. Constructing strings with variables. Sometimes we need to build a string Madlib style by using the concatenation operator. You can insert one or more variables into a string you are building. For example, constant our name equal free code camp, constant our str equal hello our name is plus our name plus how are you. Okay, so our str would have a value of the string hello our name is free code camp how are you is the output. Now the task, set my name to a string equal to your name. So I will write here constant my name equal Subrat Das and build myStr with my name between the string my name is. So I will write my name is, then a plus sign, then my name, then a plus sign, then and I am well. Okay, means we can write a string, then concatenation operator, a variable name, then again concatenation operator and a string. Okay, so means we can concatenate two strings. We can concatenate a string variable with a physical string. So let us run the test and go to next challenge. Appending variables to strings. Just as we can build a string over multiple lines of string literals, we can also append variables to a string using the plus equal operator. For example, an adjective is a variable and its value is awesome. Let outStr, a new variable, equal free code camp is, and then outStr plus equal means we are writing outStr, our str equal our str plus an adjective. Okay, so equal that variable plus a new one can be written as plus equal. This is shorthand operator, right? So our str plus equal an adjective means free code camp is awesome. You will get this output. Now task for this lesson, set some adjective to a string of at least 3 characters and append it to myStr using the plus equal operator. So let us write an example like this. Some adjective equal awesome. To a string of 3 literal character and append it to myStr using the plus equal operator. So myStr plus equal some adjective. Run the test, go to next challenge. How to find the length of a string. So length of a string can be found with dot length. Let us see. Let a equal Subrat and document dot write a dot length. So it is writing 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. Now let us add a space and see the difference. Now it is 7 letters. Means space is also calculated. Okay. Let us write Subrat sir. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 letters including space. Okay. Remember, this length includes the space of string. Okay. So task, use the dot length operator property to count the number of characters in the last name and assign it to last name length. Okay. So we will use this dot length property to find the length of last name and assign it to last name length. So we can write last name length equal last name dot length. Okay, it will find the length of this variable last name and assign it to last name length, a new variable. Okay, let us run the test. Yes, we completed it. Submit and go to next challenge. Use bracket notation to find the first character in a string. So suppose we write here A and within bracket 0. So what we will get? We will get the first letter of this string. Okay, so this string is treated as an character array. What is an array? Array means a number of value of same data type. Okay, so if you treat this single character as a value and put it in another variable, just think about this. Okay, so we have 10 different characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 different characters we will put in 10 different variables and it will start from 1. Okay, A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4, A of 5, A of 6, A of 7, A of 8 and A of 9. Okay, so we have total 10 characters starting from 0 to 9 and these numbers are called the index number. Okay, so the first index number is 0 and the last index number is 9. If you want to find fourth character 1, 2, 3, 4, then the index number of fourth character is 3. So you can write document.write A of 3. It will print only fourth character. Okay. Now the task for this lesson, use bracket notation to find the first character in the last name variable and assign it to first letter of last name. Okay. So let first letter of last name equal this one, then constant last name equal, okay, this is the variable last name, it has a string Loveless and we will change this code. First letter of last name equal last name, then we will use bracket notation and we need first letter, so we will write 0. Okay, then run the test. Go to next challenge. Let us understand string immutability. So we know that we can access a individual character by writing A, then within bracket we can write the index number. Okay, so we can write let x equal A of 3 to get the fourth letter of the variable A. Okay, but we cannot change it using this index number. Means we cannot write A of 3 equal any other letter. It is not possible. Okay. See, when we write document.write A, still it is Subrat sir. We wrote here A of 3 equals Z. Means this fourth letter should be Z instead of R. But no, we can't do that. Okay, we can change the complete variable. We can assign a new string to it, like a equal Subrat. So now a will print Subrat, but we can't change a single letter using index number. Okay, so that's why we can say that strings are immutable. Assignment for this lesson: correct the assignment to MyStr so it contains the string value of hello world using the approach shown in the example above. Okay, so MyStr equal hello world. Only change the code below this line. MyStr of 0 equal h. So we know that we can't change a single letter like this. Okay, we want to rectify this J to H. Instead of J, it should be H. So for that, we have to write MyStr equal hello world. Okay, we cannot change a single letter using its index number. Run the test, submit and go to next challenge. Use bracket notation to find the nth character in a string. I have already explained you, so we'll directly try the lessons test. Let's try to set third letter of last name to equal the third letter of the last name variable using bracket notation. So here we have a variable called last name. It stores Loveless. Now we will store the third letter of last name to this third letter of last name variable. So we will write last name and within bracket third letter means its index number is 2. Run the test. Go to next challenge. How to get the last character of a string, whatever may be the string. Okay, so suppose we need the last character, then we can count each letter and then write here index number accordingly. We know that the counting -1 is the index number. But without counting, we know that a dot length will get the complete length of that variable. Then -1 is our index number, and this index number we will use with our variable name. Okay, to get the last letter. So last letter is R. Let us change the string to a new string. Okay, so we will get the last letter T. So whatever may be the string, the variable name and within bracket variable name dot length -1 will always give us the last letter of that string. Okay, now let us go to exercise. Use bracket notation to find the last character in the last name variable. So we will write last name and within bracket last name dot length -1. Let us run the test. It is showing error. Last letter of last name equal last name of last name dot length -1 should be the letter E. Okay, everything is right here, but I think we have to use space here. Let us see. Last, yes, this N is capital. I wrote small here, that's why it is not taking. Yes. Okay, because we know that JavaScript is a case sensitive language, so capital letter and small letter has different meanings. So if your variable name uses this camel case, then you have to write in camel case. Okay, use bracket notation to find the nth to last character in a string. So we got the last character by using first the variable name dot length -1. Now suppose we want to find third to last character, then we will use -3. Okay, so similarly it is given here, use bracket notation to find the second to last character in the last name string. So we will write last name dot length -2. Word blanks. Let us directly move to test of this lesson. In this challenge, we provide you with a noun, verb, adjective and an adverb. You need to form a complete sentence using words of your choice along with the words we provided. You will need to use the string concatenation operator to build a new string using the provided variables. You will then assign the form string to the word blanks variable. You should not change the words assigned to the variables. You will also need to account for spaces in your string so that the final sentence has spaces between all the words. The result should be a complete sentence. Okay. So dog run big quickly. So it should be my adjective plus then a space, then plus my noun plus a space plus my verb, then plus a space, then plus my adverb. Okay, let us run the test. So the output should look like my adjective big dog run quickly. Yes. Submit and go to next challenge. Store multiple values in one variable using JavaScript arrays. At the starting of this video, when explaining that string, I have told you that it can be treated as a character array. Okay, so in detail we will discuss about array in this class. With JavaScript array variables, we can store several pieces of data in one place. You start an array declaration with an opening square bracket and end it with a closing square bracket and put a comma between each entry like this. So sandwich equal, with an opening and closing brackets we wrote a string peanut butter, then jelly, then a string bread. So 3 different values, and we know to store 3 different values we need 3 different variables, but in this case we stored it only in one variable, that is sandwich. Okay, so let us try the same thing in CodePen and let us write on screen sandwich and within bracket notation 0, and this should be in JavaScript. We wrote in HTML again. Okay, so sandwich and within bracket 0 means we can access the first sandwich type, that is peanut butter. If we write sandwich of 1, then we can access jelly. If we write sandwich of 2, then we can access bread. Okay, so 3 different variables in one name. This is called array. Now let us practice the test. Modify new array myArray so that it contains both a string and a number in that order. Okay, so the first it should contain a string, then a comma, then it should contain a number. Run the test, go to next challenge. Next, one array within another means each element here this array has 3 elements. Each element of an array is if another array, then that we can say next one array within another. Okay, array within array. Each element of array is another array. So we can say it nesting array. Okay, so see, teams is an array. It contains 2 different arrays. This one is first array and this one second array. Okay, so how to access each element of this array? This is called 2-dimensional array. So let us copy it, paste here. Now if we write teams 0 and then again 0, so we will access this bools. Okay, teams of 0 will access this complete array, and then again its first element is bools and second element is 23. So if we write 1, then we will access 23. Similarly, second array, we will write 1 and its first element is 0. So we will access white socks. And second element, second and second means second element, right? Is it 2-dimensional arrow? So that is 45. Okay. Now let us do the test. Create a nested array called myArray. So we can write Ramesh 45, then comma, another array, let it be Suresh 23, and a bracket for both of these. Okay, so this one array, then comma, second array, and both of these surrounded by arrays. Okay, so let us run the test, submit and go to next challenge. Access array data with indexes. I have already explained you how to do this. So directly move to test, create a variable called myData and set it to equal the first value of myArray using bracket notation. So myData equal myArray and its first value, so means index is 0. Run the test, go to next challenge. Modify array data with indexes. Unlike strings, the entries of arrays are mutable. Okay, in string we have seen that using the index number we cannot change a single character, a single element, right? But here in arrays we can change a single element using its index number. Okay, so let us do the test. Modify the data stored at index 0 of myArray to a value of 45. So we can write myArray of index 0 equal 45. So now instead of 18, this value changed to 45. Run the test, go to next challenge. Access multi-dimensional arrays with indexes. We have also discussed this one. So directly go to test. Using bracket notation, select an element from myArray such that myData is equal to 8. Okay. So 8 means it is our third row. So third row means it will be 2. And then column is second. So it will be 1. Okay, run the test, Go to next challenge. Manipulate arrays with push. So from this lesson onwards, we will discuss in our next class. Thank you.